Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, and the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, last 2 weeks we are learning Majjhima Nikaya, and from the Majjhima Nikaya, last week we completed our Dhammanupassana's first portion, first part, and now we're going to look for the rest of it. From the Mahāsatipaṭṭhānasutta, we learn Nivarna Pabba. Okay, so Nivarnas, what are the Nivarnas are there? Becomes what obstacles, those. Then we learn the Khanda Pabba. Khanda means Khanda Pabba, it means this five aggregates of clinging that we learn. And then Ayatana Pabba we did. Ayatana, the six sense faculties, inside 6-1 and outside 6-1. We learn that, and how the bhikkhu is practiced this Dhammanupassana with these 6 senses. We learn that, and now so the Bojjhangas we're going to learn. Bojjhanga has a very simple meaning. If you Bojjhanga, it means which help us to practice or which help us to achieve the enlightenment, okay, or throughout that with that that we go in deeper and in the depth of the Dhamma. That is called Bojjhanga. There are 7 kinds of Bojjhangas are there, 7, okay, and as we individually practice one by one, it will all connected together. But as we practice one by one, we can see that we are going forward. We are moving toward realization of Dhamma. And in that, while we practice these 7 factors of enlightenment, Bojjhanga, 7 factors of enlightenment, monk practice meditation based on these 7 factors of enlightenment. That is called Dhammanupassana, the Bojjhanga Pabba. Buddha says, Punacha parang bhikkhave bhikkhu dhammesu dhammanupassi viharati sattasu bojjhangesu. Furthermore, a bhikkhu meditate by observing aspect of principles with the respect of the 7 awakening factors, 7 factors of enlightenment. Okay, and how this bhikkhu practice like this? Buddha says, Ida bhikkhave bhikkhu santang va ajjattang sati sambojjhangang attime ajjattang sati sambojjhangoti pajanati. Buddha explains here how the monk is practicing 7 factors of enlightenment or 7 awakening factors. That the first factor is called the sati. Sati, it means mindfulness or being aware. Okay, so when this mindfulness, the factor of awakening exists in him, or in that bhikkhu, he understands that this the factor of mindfulness, awakening factor of mindfulness, exists in me. That understanding is there. Then asantangva ajatang sati sambojjhanga nati me ajatang sati sambojjhangoti pajanati. When this factor of awakening, mindfulness is not there, he understands that it is not in me. When this which sati sambojjhanga, which mindfulness was not there, but now it is appearing, now it is started to come, he understands that this is unreasoned awakening is started to arise in my life. Anuppannasa sati sambojjhangasa uppadavoti. When this mindfulness arise in him, then he understands, yes, now it is reason. Yathacha uppannasa sati sambojjhangasa bhavanaya paripuri hoti tangcha pajanati. Uppannasa means arisen one or awakening one. Uh, Bhavanaya with the practices. Paripuri, fulfillment, develop and fulfill. Tangcha pajanati, he become aware of that. So the first factor, the 7 factors of enlightenment or awakening factors, the first one is called mindfulness. So mindfulness is required for all the things. Even for the breathing meditation, we need the mindfulness, sati, concentrated mind. That is very important thing. So the first factor, once that is there, this monk understand, I have this. Once this factor is completed, well developed, fully developed, and he has practiced a lot, then he understands that I have done this practice. I have this sati sambojjhanga. Second one is called Dhamma Vichaya. Dhamma Vichaya means investigation on Dhamma, investigation on teaching, constantly having that thought that the Buddha explained this, and that is the true factor of this world. This is happening in nature. This is the true nature of that thing. Like whatever we feel, this is very beautiful, but the true nature of that beauty, we understand, okay, it is also at this moment, it is beautiful, but it is subject to decay, aging, death, that is there. So understanding, having that in constant mind, that whatever I hold beloved, it is temporary. And that thought which is called Dhamma Vichaya. Dhamma Vichaya, in another word you can say, when you are practicing loving kindness, the thought of compassion, thought of loving kindness, it is there. That is called Dhamma Vichaya. When you are practicing impermanent meditation, that whatever impermanent it is, when you are thinking that, that is called Dhamma Vichaya. Investigating on Dhamma, thinking on Dhamma. So this bhikkhu practice like this, when this Dhamma Vichaya, when this thinking of Dhamma, it is exist in him, he says, yes, it is exist in me. When it is not in him, then he understands, I do not have Dhamma Vichaya Sambojjhanga. Many time, in Sri Lanka or in the where the Buddhism is prominent, there lot of worldly sayings like small things. They have included their social things that yes, this is impermanent. Whatever you do, it is going to. There is a death is coming, or we don't know what is going to happen, but we should practice Dhamma. Such a sayings or such a culture they develop, so from by default or from naturally, they can develop Dhamma Vichaya in their life. There are a lot of sayings in when the monks talks, always I have seen their conclusion of the conversation finishes with the Dhamma Vichaya. It is there. So when that nature happens, that always we think the true nature of the Dhamma or true nature of this creational and decaying world, then that is called Dhamma Vichaya. When this unreason or which is not exist in him, this Dhamma Vichaya, when it is arise, Tangcha pajanati. Anuppannasa sati anuppannasa dhamma vichay sambojjangasa uppanno hoti. Uppado hoti tangcha pajanati. When this sati dhamma vichay sambojjanga, when it arises, he understand now it is started to come. Like you are practicing meditation or you are practicing Buddhism for so many long time, it may be happen. Or some of time it is very close to us. Automatically, with the time, constant when we are looking, the Buddha's words comes in our mind immediately. Oh, Buddha said about this thing like this. When that happened, what you should think? Okay, the Dhamma Vichay is there now. It is started to come. It is started to come regarding worldly things. When Dhamma Vichay is very helpful for like this. There are precepts that what we practice 5 precepts, and while practicing 5 precepts, there are several chances comes in our life that we are unable to do, or it becomes very difficult to. So before the breaking precepts or before violating it, our inner mind tells, "Oh, you are a practitioner of Dhamma. You should not do like this." And couple of examples come from the Buddhist scriptures. That is called Dhamma Vichay. So knowingly, unknowingly, in your mind, when the words of Buddha comes, that become Dhamma Vichay. So for the common people, it cannot come. But for the Dhamma practitioner, it will always arise. Always. It doesn't matter what we do after that, but the warning signs will be there. So when this yathacha uppannasa yathacha uppannasa dhamma vichay sambojjangasa bhavanaya paripuryoti tangcha pajanati. When he complete to fulfill it, practice it well, when he practices it very well without any obstacles, without any uh, decaying, that thing he becomes mindful that I am practicing this dhamma vichay. I have fulfilled this Dhamma Vichay thinking in my life at this moment. That is called Tangcha Pajanati Bhavanaya Paripuriyoti. Means he has well practiced, completed his task to that extent that it is constantly in there. Then the third awakening factor is called Virya Sambojjhanga. Virya Sambojjhanga, it means energy. Energy for what? Energy for practicing Dhamma. Santang va ajjatang virya sambojjhanga. When this virya sambojjhanga exists in him, he become aware of that. Asantang va ajjatang virya sambojjhanga. When this virya sambojjhanga, the energy it is not in him, he understand I do not have this energy in me. When this unreasoned energy arise, which is there, but now it started to come, like the person who are violating the precepts, or a person who are having, always cursing others, always saying the word, always doing, which is not the not pleasing one, or not good for his Dhamma life. Now that person started to pay attention and he restrained himself. I will not do this thing. I will try to restrain myself. That is called the energy which is not there, but now it is started to reason. Means it was not there before. It was natural flow. If someone comes, he curse, he say bad words to them. It becomes very easily, but now he said, oh, my words can hurt others. These are not good words. It will be affecting on my cause and effect of karma. Means it will be affecting on my karma. I should be aware of that. As soon as that thought comes from Dhamma Vichay, this person practice to avoid doing bad things. And that is called Virya Sambojjhanga. Virya. So when the mindfulness comes, mindfulness brings the Dhamma Vichay, the investigation of Dhamma. Then that investigation of Dhamma help us to practice the path. And that energy, it is called Virya Sambojjhanga. When this Virya Sambojjhanga is well practiced, fulfilled, then he understands, I have well practiced this now my being. I have completed this energy in me. That is called Virya Sambojjhanga, as in completion. Then fourth one is Piti. Santang va ajatang Piti Sambojjhanga. Piti Sambojjhanga, it means rapture. Rapture is that when you feel very happy in your mind, you may be a little bit physically tired, but you are happy. Like for sometimes means uh, you sit down for meditation, and um, that day very pleasingly you can meditate. But yes, you may have a little bit back pain or a little bit difficulty, but your mind will very relaxed. That pity. Or when you do help someone, you know, in that time automatically you feel satisfied, you feel happy. That is called piti. And from the Dhamma, like people in monasteries, they offer the food. So sati, that we are going to offering the food, then they prepare, they take, they do a lot of things, then they investigate, they think of the Dhamma as a, these are the food I'm creating for the, making for the bhikkhus. In that way, they take it, they offer the food, and they find that Bhante has eaten with that, and they become very happy, you know. So that automatically that happiness comes. Like we care for you, this is our organization, that whenever they offer, how much effort they take, and they have done something, that happiness come to them. That is called piti. So when this piti exists in him, this monk understand, yes, I I am with the piti. Asantang va ajjatang piti sambojjhangam. Natimi ajjatang piti sambojjhanganti pajanati. When this piti sambojjhanga, where rapture is not in him, he understand, I do not have the rapture in me. There are several chances, like we are practicing, but that happiness doesn't come. But doesn't mean that it is not going to. There was one monk who practiced for 25 years meditation continuously, and not a single time he was able to meditate. But he keep practice. That energy was there, constantly practice. As soon as his karma effect finishes, he was blessed with that meditation and deeper concentration, mindfulness, and automatically, with a soon, within a short time, he become enlightened. So this piti, when it is not there, monk understand, I do not have piti in me. When this unreasoned piti, or which non-existent priti, when it arises, he understand. Yathacha anuppannasya piti sambojjhangasya uppado hoti tancha pajana. When it arises, when it appears in him, then he understand, now I am feeling piti in me. It is very good. Like a Dharma practice takes a lot of effort. It's not easy to be constantly practicing Buddhism, because that world having a lot of glamorous thing and always attracts our mind there. Separating our mind from this worldly uh, illusion, and then isolating that and practicing and achieving happiness throughout this meditation. This true happiness arises from here. It becomes difficult because outside temptation is very difficult. You know, uh, to achieve this happiness, Buddha says to the bhikkhus, something like this, gave the example that uh, if you want to be happy, then you have to avoid, means guard your sense faculties. In this way, Buddha says, there is a man who the king has punished him, and he said, I'm going to kill you, means I'm going to punish you. If you pass this task, then you are free. Then he said, okay, I will try. So he said, hold the cup of oil on your forehead and walk and cross this entire street. In the both side of street there are beautiful women who are dancing, singing, delicious food is served, and all the sensual pleasure you can find, it is there. But if oil is filled in the cup, if you spill that, if it comes out, then the two guards behind you, they are walking with the sword. As soon as this oil spill, they will cut your throat, they will kill you. So Buddha says, how the person who want to live, the person who want to live the happy life, what he will do? He will walk that in the path without paying attention to anywhere. Nothing means no, nothing can be, you know, uh, beautiful, not, no sceneries, no sounds, no taste, no smells, nothing can take his attention. Once he crossed that path, how he will feel? He will be very happy that I have achieved that task. Such a thing is guarding. Today, when we separate ourselves from these worldly things, we are trying to mimic that thing. We are trying to be something like that. Trying. And once you think of this, you will be very happy. Yes, I am doing this thing. That is called piti. When this piti is completed, well practiced, when achieved, when guarded, well practiced, then this monk understand, yes, I'm happy with the this piti in my life. This piti, when it goes a little bit further from the mental happiness, the physical happiness also arise. That is called tranquility. That is called pasadhi. Santang va jatang pasadhi sambojjanang atti me jatang pasadhi sambojjanang ti pajanati. Some of the time when we are very tired, even though once something good happen, that all tiredness will goes away. Like day before yesterday, the one monk visited us. He came from the very far, and we have the Angulimal Arantam Bande's relics in our monastery. So this monk worship all, and then he went there in the shrine room, sit down for meditation. 5 minutes he was there, and like 20 minutes he spent as a meditation practice, worshipped him. And once he came, he said, Bante, I have traveled for like a 1200 kilometers, uh, and now all the fatigue has gone away, that happiness, now I'm not tired anymore. So mind, the in his happiness, his priti becomes physical happiness also, tranquility. Now that tiredness has all gone away. It happens in some of the occasions. It doesn't mean it always should be come from the Dhamma. It comes from the other things also. When you complete your task and you are very satisfied with it, very happy, oh beautiful, then time all the tiredness also goes away. Something like that. That is called Pasaddi Sambojjhanga. So when this Pasaddi exists in him, he understands this Pasaddi, it is me. When it is not there, he said, no, I do not have. So many people, we practice, we have a lot of back pain, knee pain, and with that, and so many difficulties, it is there. That time you understand, yes, I am still struggling with me. My mind is very helpful, my mind is calm, but my body is not helping me. So he understand that when this happiness arise in him, which one? This physical happiness. Now, as a practitioner of meditation, when the tranquility come to his physical form, that completely body become uh, vibrant, then he understand, yes, now this happiness started to arise in me. When it is well practiced, it doesn't mean that that person will not be aging. It doesn't mean that person will not suffer. This pasaddi sambojjhanga, it means physically, the body doesn't become the obstacle for the further practices. Okay, so whatever the posture the bhikkhu is, he will always say, okay, it is there. I'm practicing well, properly meditation, because uh, when we become aged, this body does not support us all the time, but it doesn't become obstacle for achieving happiness. That is there. When it is well practiced, he understands that I have this tranquility is well practiced and in me. Further, he said, but Supreme Buddha said that Santang va ajjatang samadhi sambojjhanga. Samadhi, it means concentrated mind, immersion. So when the mind is concentrated, then he understands I have concentrated mind. When it is not concentrated, he understands it is not concentrated. Like you observe your breathing, and within a couple of minutes or within a couple of seconds, our mind goes, did I keep on the gas? Did I switch off or not? That mind goes there. Oh, uh, my son has came to home or not? What time he will come? That thinking comes. So many things. Tomorrow, what I'm going to do? They are practicing breathing meditation, but this mind goes here and there. So that time, I do not have concentrated mind yet. The monk is understanding. Then that's why it's called awakening factors, because these factors help us to complete the path, and they are interconnected in one way. So when this emotion, when this concentrated mind arise in him, then he understands, yes, now the concentration has appears in my life. When this concentration is well practiced, the jhanas has done, then you understand that I have achieved the jhanas first, second, third, and fourth. Before jhanas also, this 7 factors of enlightenment is very helpful. Then last one is called upekha. Upekha, it means equanimity. Being means when the happiness comes, our nature is to run with that, go with the flow. We run crazy, want, and more. But when the suffering comes, then we become very sad. So without going here and there, person develops equanimity in that time. In the concentrated mind also, the equanimity comes, yes, that is stability, yes. That thing is upekha sambojjhanga, and it is very helpful, because there's so many with the equanimity, we can achieve a lot of good things. That this equanimity leads us of realization to Four Noble Truth. Because if you are just feeling happy with your mind emotion, then what will happen? You will be drowned in that. But when you are developing equanimity, then you will have the one way to think of these Four Noble Truths. And that's why the Upekha Sambojjhanga is a part of 7 factors of enlightenment or awakening. When it is upekha is developed, equanimity is developed, he understand I have developed in me. Well practiced, he understand that I have well practiced in me. Buddha says, iti ajjatang vadamme sudhammanupasthiyati. By practicing these 7 factors of enlightenment or 7 factors of awakening, he investigating himself. I'm doing like this inside. So his own practices. The features what we have, if have outside similar features in others, so when they are practicing Dhamma, they will also have the same feeling. It won't be that we cannot see that they are doing the same, but they will also have the similarity in that. So Bahidhava Dhamme Sudhammanupasthiyati. Sa the Samudaya Samudaya Dhammanupasthima, Vaidhammanupasthima. So it is arising and it is finishing, decaying. This both thing vanishing one also, and creating one also. He understands that very well. Then, by doing all these things, the one thing appears in him. What? Atti dhammati vapanasati paccupatthidavati. This mindfulness established on one principle, that the Dhamma exists in him. Dhamma, it means phenomenon, exists in him in a way that whatever the creational things, it has the cause and effect, it has a reason. So that thing arises in him. Everything comes with that faculty. Once that happens, that once that person understands this is Dhamma, he is very happy that uh, all the things, I'm not going to attach myself. So becomes independent and nothing grasped from this world. Evam bhikho bhikkhave bhikkhu dhammesu dhammanupassi viharati sattasu bojjhangesu. That's how this bhikkhu practiced dhammanupassana with the uh, respect of 7 awakening factors. Later, the further Buddha explained dhammanupassana with the satchapabba. So the true purpose of this dhamma, it is to realization of 4 noble truth. Once someone is realized the 4 noble truth, that person becomes a stream enter. So the Satipatthana help us to realize that. So Buddha explained, Punacha parang bhikkhave bhikkhu dhammesu dhammanupassi viharati chatusu arya satchesu. This bhikkhu is practiced dhammanupassana with realization of the 4 noble truth, or understanding the respect of or aspect of 4 noble truth. And how it is? The Buddha says, idang dukkhanti yatha bhutang pajanati. That this is suffering. He understands very well. Ayang dukkha samudayoti yatha bhutang pajanati. And this is how the suffering arise, or the suffering, what it called, origin of suffering, originate this suffering. This is how, that is the process is mentioned. Then, ayang dukkha nirodoti yatha bhutang pajanati. And this is how the suffering cessation, the cessation of suffering is there. Ayang dukkha nirodha gamini patipada yatha bhutang pajanati. And this is the practice or leads the path to cessation of suffering. He understands that. Buddha explained here in the depth what is the suffering is. Buddha mentioned jati pi dukkha. Birth is suffering. So what birth? Any form and condition, whatever way that person born, it mentioned is there, ya tesang tesang tannanang tam idam sattanikaya. So whoever born in whatever the birth is there, in those life, the appearance of the 6 senses and everything, that is called birth. So Buddha says jati pi dukkha, the birth is, or being born, it is suffering. Then jarapi dukkha. Jara, it means aging. Okay, so jarapi dukkha. So whatever happens in our life, aging is there. Doesn't matter which world you are exist, everywhere. So what happened in that aging? That our eyesight becomes weak, our hairs become gray, white, and then our skin, it changes texture, and our teeth is broken. By this all things, the jara is there, the aging is there, that is identification of that. So it is also suffering. Being old is not happy thing, some of the time it's Western countries that happen, means when we are retired, all the mortgages and everything is paid, everything is done. Now the whatever is there, they are happy. Yes, I'm a rich person, something like this. I think so. It's not anymore, but it doesn't support our body in that way. Then later, we are not able to enjoy the what true the young person can do. So aging is suffering. Maranam pi dukkham, death is suffering. It cannot be happy for anyone. Never. even how sick that person is, how difficult is that person is facing, even that person says, I want to die in that, but the clinging of, there is a still, I want to live, that aspect is also there. For someone is, they are dying, it is painful. Beloved people when they passed away, that is also, so that is always suffering. All kind of mental, physical, you know, variations of the pain, you know, that all is called suffering. Appiyahi sampayogo dukkho, associating with the associating with the, we can say, we don't like those people, that thing is suffering. So some of the time, mother-in-law, father-in-law, those becomes obstacle, we don't want to associate them. It mostly happen in Indian societies, the joint families, they don't want to live, or they don't want to want them to home, so that way. Or we have to live to next door person, because means we don't want that next door person neighbor, but he also bought the house and we are also living. You may have seen there are people fight on the branch of the trees there, and when the leaves shed, it is in another's garden. That person is always shouting, oh, very bad thing. Some of the time they do very foolish things. So you have to live there. You have to face these people all the time. That is also suffering, associating with hateful people. Piyehi vipayogo dukkho, separating from the beloved people. We do not want to separate from our mother, but we have to. One day she will pass. Father, brother, sister, wife, kids, they will all going to separate. And that is not happy thing. So Buddha says, Piyehi vipayogo dukkho, separation from the beloved people which we loved, separating from them, it is suffering. Then, yam pichang labati tampi dukkhan, whatever we desire, not getting it, it is suffering. What we desire most, we desire for the long life, cannot happen just by desire. We desire for uh, not to age, we want to live young forever, cannot happen. We desire for not to die, cannot happen. We're going to die. So whatever we desire, not getting it, that is called suffering. In short, the five aggregates of clinging is suffering, the Buddha mentioned in here. Then, dukkha samudaya, the origin of suffering. Katamang cha bhikkhave dukkha samudayang arya satchang. And what is this origin of suffering? Yayang tanha, which this craving, or which this craving, pono bhavika, which gives the birth, which gives reappearance in the world. Yayantanna pono bhavika means for the rebirth. In Buddhism, there is not a concept of rebirth. It is called reappearance with the this thing, because the same person does not born, but we do not have the proper word. Like we call the punar bhava. Bhava, it means appearing or being born there, but not as the same person. Rebirth will be something different. So pono bhavika, which creates another bhava. Nandi raga sahagata. Nandi raga sahagata, it means the craving continuously happened, like constant craving. Nandi, it means you may have seen, cycling, and the paddle is there. So the chain, it happens. You do it one way. You put the force, and the will turn with that. It is continuous chain is happening. Something like this Nandi raga. Delighting one, tatra tatra abhinandini, wherever this bird takes us, wherever this tanha, wherever this desire, Wherever it takes us, it becomes happy in that moment. Wherever it arrives, doesn't matter where. So, whatever birth we take, we become happy. Like in human form, doesn't matter how much suffering we are, but we are happy with this life. In animal world, that world that it is painful, but even in that world, we feel happy. When we are in ghost world, we feel happy. When we are in the Titan worlds or in the hell, even that in there also that the desire of survival is still there, you know. So this is called Tatra Tatra Abhinandini. It is categorized in three parts. What are the three parts? Kama Tanha. Kama Tanha, it means all the sensual desire, what is there. Bhava Tanha, the desire for existence. Vibhava Tanha, desire for non-existence. Okay? Kama Tanha, all the sensual desires, like all six senses that we have, throughout that, we want to feel. That is called Kama Tanha. Wherever we want, always there is something that we want to experience or enjoy. Bhava Tanha, it means I want to exist somewhere, doesn't matter wherever we are. Our existence should be there. That's why people made this so many things, cemeteries are there, and they mentioned that hundreds of years should be there, like this. The ideas behind that, the beautiful cascades and everything is there. That is existence. Even after life, there are things like this. uh, Vibhavatana is something very harsh. To finish this suffering, for that, whatever extent they want to go, they are ready to do it. This year, there is a Mahakumbh. If you know the Indian continent or some of the culture, there is a one is called the Mahakumbh, like every 12 years in the Ganges River, where the Yamuna and Ganges and Saraswati meets. There, this very huge festival happens, and 100,000 of or millions of people comes there. Not people, ascetics comes there, naked, half of them. They have all the long, the bearded hair. I mean, the hairs are there, dreadful hairs are there. All those people, all in the morning, 4, 5, 6 o'clock. With this now is very cold. Even my room temperature is 13 or 14. So in that cold, the water is colder than that. They will take the bath there for time. For what? That their sins will be washed. The elixir of enlightenment they can achieve from that. These are all the suffering. They are walking from the very far, still that they are going in that directions. For what? So they want the vibhav, non-existence for further. To achieve that thing, to gain that thing, the desire, it's a strong desire to do. They don't want to follow the path. Don't want to do. They just don't want to not exist. That strong desire is called vibhav tanna. For us, as for the Buddhist, we choose the middle path. By existing, we practice a certain practices to become enlightened, to come to the non-existent things. But we do not develop the desire to suffer for this. That is called. Then Buddha asks, Sakho panesa bhikkhave tanna katta uppajjamana uppajjanti katta nivisamana nivisati. This tanna, which is called tatra tatra abhinandini pono bhavika nandiraga sagata, this tanna, where does it appears and where does it dwell, where it stays? Young loke piya rupang sata rupang, whatever the place that we feel good or the desire, happy, there this tanna arises. So where it is? Eyes, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind, outside forms, voice, smell, taste, tangibles, and thoughts. Here is the places this tanha dwells. This tanha desires appears from. So Buddha explained that in Dukkha Samudaya Arya Satya. Furthermore, Dukkha Nirodha Katamangcha Bhikkave Katamangcha Bhikkave Dukkha Nirodham Arya Satya. And how and what is the bhikkhus? This cessation of suffering. It is this Yo tassa eva tannaya sesa viraga nirodha. The the craving what is was there, the desire what was there, to finish it, to extinguish it, to get rid of it, giving it away, letting it go. That is called asesa viraga, chago, letting it go. Patinissa, releasing it, then mutti, freedom, analayo, not clinging, not making the home. An alay means, the home of that, like a Himalaya. So the home of snow, that is called Himalaya. So anala, not to give the place to dwell, that is called. This tanha, when we give it up, that is called dukkha nirodha. So where this tanha exists, it exists in sense faculties, eyes, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, an outside form of forms, sounds, smell, taste, tangibles, and thoughts. Here is the one it arrives. Then where is it going to finish? It is going to finish from there. Ya sako panesa bhikkhave tanna katta pahiyamana pahiyati katta nirujamana nirujati. Where it is going to finish and where it is going to extinguish from. So it says, it is wherever we feel the desirable, the pleasant one, seems nice things. Those are the where which is going to be finished from. And all these 6 faculties multiplied by 6, it constantly comes. It is going to finish it from there. Buddha says that is called Dukkha Nirodha Arya Satya. Then lastly comes Magga Satya. Katamang cha bhikkave dukkha nirodha gamini patipada Arya Satya. And what is the path of cessation of suffering? Buddha says the middle path, Arya Attangiko Maggo. Which one is? Samma Ditti, the right view. Samma Sankappa, the right intention. Samma Vacha, right speech. Samma Kammanto, right effort. Samma Ajivo, right livelihood. Samma Vayamo, right energy or practice or right effort. Samma Kammanto, right practice or physically, but we practice. And Samma Vayamo is right effort. Samma Sati, right mindfulness. And Samma Samadhi, right immersion or concentration. This is the Buddha explained. Samma Ditti, what it is? Realization of 4 noble truths. Samma Sankappa, having 3 kinds of Sankappa. Nikkamma Sankappa, Abhyabhad Sankappa, and Avihinsa Sankappa. Sankalpa, the intention of renunciation, intention of goodwill, and intention of harmlessness. These are the 3 kinds of sankalpas, the right thought. Those. Then Samma Vacha, the 4 kinds of words. Not to telling lies, not to use the divisive speech, not to use the harsh words, and not to saying the nonsense. So these are the 4 ways of words we use, or the speech should be there. Samma Kammanto, right action. Musava, Panatipata, not to kill any living being. Then Adinadana, not to steal. Kame Sumichachara, not to engage in sexual misconduct. This one is very, very, very important one. This Panatipata, it's not that usually our mind goes always, I haven't killed anyone in long time. Let me kill someone. That doesn't appear. Means we are now that little bit gone. It doesn't gonna like a itching comes and I do not have this. I did not steal anything. Yeah, shoplifters are there. That is, those are different thing. For them, it is there, but most of us, we do not have that intention always to kill or steal. But for sexual misconduct, it constantly stays in our mind. Every time when we see something, the desire is there. We restrain, definitely. We are happy with our life, definitely. But for the youngsters, we build a society that is very difficult. Means when we investigate what is the main reason, or what is the most probably for the divorce, is this one, sexual misconduct. You know, in India, it is uh, in-laws, in-laws, and little bit of abuse of them. So in-laws are the main reason. Second one or third one, it comes the misconduct. So that is there. So that's why we should guard ourselves very well, not to engage, because in the story of Isidai, it is mentioned one time, one life that person has engaged in the sexual misconduct, and eons and eons of that they have he has suffered. And when the Buddha arrived, that time she born as a female, and even that life is not what she was expecting. Later on, because of some of the good karma also she collected, so later on she become nun and enlightened also. But we should always remember not to engage in sexual misconduct, or not to supporting it also. Katamang che bhikkhave samma ajivo. What is the right livelihood? So, uh, the noble disciple, what it does, he give up the wrong livelihood and earns living by righteous way. So that is called right livelihood. So, in a simple way, without cheating, without taking advantage of others, without harming anyone else, what we have done the task to get paid by that, or uh, without what would come without cheating or doing any bad thing, whatever we earn, that is called right livelihood. So in a simple way, that couple of things Buddha said we should not do, like we should not practice, we should not open the shop of arms, so arms with weapons, should not doing that, not the slaughterhouse, or not the animals. Human trafficking should not be there. The business of poisons should not be there. This is uh, so this is the things we should not earn the money from that. Whatever we earn from our hard work, that is righteous. Then samma vayam, it is right effort. Effort for what? Effort for, beautifully Buddha explained, Anupannanang papakanang akusalanang dhammanang anupadaya. Anupannanang papakanang. There are a lot of akusalas which is not arisen in our life yet. We haven't done these wrong things yet, but there is a chances it can happen. Like 13 year, 15 years boy who hasn't drink yet, 18 years person who hasn't tasted the alcohol. There is always chances with this association, this akusala will come in their life. So Buddha says, when that person restrain from it, the effort or energy what it takes to restrain, that is called samma vayama. I do not want to do. I want to be clean. I want to practice these things. Doesn't matter how much our mind takes that. Okay, do cheat, do the wrong things, hurt others, harm others. That things which is not arisen yet, it can come from the society. Stopping that from affecting on our life, stopping that, not to give chance in our life. That is called first effort. Second one, already bad things in our life that we have seen half of the life, or some of us, or still we are doing, we have done many good things, many bad things, and that can be simple practice in our life. So stopping this uppannanang papakanang akusalanang dhammanang, the unwholesome things or akusala which exist in our life, slowly getting rid of them. The desire, effort, what we take, like, see, you are all here for what? To listen the Buddha's words. From the infancy or from the young age, we did not have that. So for we are doing this all things to do what? To cleanse our mind, to get rid of all the akusalas slowly. And that is called Samma Vayama. Then the third one is said, Anuppannanam kusalanam dhammanam. There is a lot of goodness in this world, but that goodness, it doesn't exist in us yet. To develop that skillful qualities, develop that goodness in us. Like someone is having polite words always, but we do not have. I want to become that person who speaks only polite words. That is goodness. To achieve that, we take, generate enthusiasm, tries, make an effort, set the mind to strive that. That is called Samma Vayama. Then there are generosity. Others do practice generosity. Always generous heart is there. But for we do not have that. Take efforts to get that generous heart. That is the goodness which is not in us yet, to develop, to gain that goodness. That is called third one. The fourth one is the goodness, the skillful qualities what already exist in us, which already exist, to keep it as it is. First effort. Then try to make it a little bit bigger. Try to enlarge it, make it more stronger. Make it more and more bigger. For that, it is say, uppannanang kusalanang dhammanang thitiya, to stop that, from the decline. To keep it thitiya, asammosava, let it bloom little bit. Bhiyo bhava, let it expand, vepulaya, make it very bigger, increase, mature that way. Bhavanaya paripurya, to completely complete it, and by development. For that, this effort what we take. So goodness also need development. The good qualities what we have, that qualities also need to develop more and more in Dhamma. That is called Samma Vayama. Then Samma Sati. Samma Sati, it means right mindfulness. So this Satipatthana, again, what the sutta we are learning, that is called Satipatthana. Same Satipatthana, it is called the Samma Sati, right mindfulness. Samma Samadhi, immersion. So the first jhana, second, third, fourth, these jhanas are called Samma Samadhi. When the bhikkhu practice the Samma Samadhi, then that is called also, he investigates. Iti ajjatang vadhammesu dhammanupasthiti. He investigated himself. This is the Dhamma. It is, I am practicing these four noble truths. It is there. Outside also, if someone is realizing, they are also realizing these four noble truths. Inside and outside also, from our in our life and for the outside one also, they are both doing the same things. And these are also increasing and decreasing, coming and vanishing, originating and vanishing is there too. These are also, they observe and they come to the one understanding. This monk has come to the one understanding is what? Atti Dhamma. This is the phenomena. This is the Dhamma. And with the right mindfulness, with the knowledge, comes to that understanding. And this mendicant, this bhikkhu, become independent in this world, not grasping anything from it. That nature comes. Supreme Buddha says, this is the call. This bhikkhu is become practicing Four Noble Truths and Dhamma. Then Buddha says, this is entire sutta, the result of that. Entire thing from the anapanasati up to practicing of this Dhammanupassana. This four foundation of mindfulness, if someone has practiced, what the Buddha says, yohi kochi bhikkhave ime chattaro satipatthane evam bhaveya sattavasani. Buddha says here, because anyone who practice this four foundation of mindfulness for 7 years, tas dvinnang phalanang anyatarang phalang patikang kang ditteva dhamme anya sativa upadisese anagamita. What the Buddha says, there is only two fruits can be expect from this 7 years of practice. One, he will be enlightened in this very life, or he will become whatever the remains are, whatever some of the leftovers are there, he will become non-return, anagami. That. And then Buddha says beautiful. Tittantu bhikkave sattavasani. Let alone 7 years. No, let it go. Not 7 years. If someone practice for 6 years, same result. If someone can practice for 5, 4, 3, 2, then 1 year, the same result. Buddha said, okay, let it go. Let alone 7 years. If someone practice for 7 months, 6 months, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 15 days, Buddha says same result. And lastly, Buddha said, okay, if someone practice for 7 days, even that person is also achieve the same result. That is the beauty of Dhamma. But to complete this four foundation of mindfulness, what is required? 24/7 concentration. And we lack in that. That's why we do not see the enlightened beings today at this moment. But if we keep practicing, that the strength, the strongness will be there, and one day we can achieve that fruit. That is for the being enlightened. If we are practicing today, we will not become enlightened or not non-returner. But there are a couple of other fruits that can be easily acquired. One is faith follower, Dhamma follower, stream enterer, and once returner. Those can be practiced by simple practice of this. 7 days, Buddha says, even if someone do this 7 days of practice, they become enlightened. How difficult it must be. It is difficult, but practice make perfect. So in Buddha's time also, I said 25 years that monk practiced meditation did not achieve that fruit. Or today, it is more, because always phone is there to distract. Lot of people are there to distract. Then our mind is the biggest thing. That is one make us distract. Cannot concentrate easily. Becomes very difficult. So there's only one thing. We can keep practicing the Buddha's words, and through practicing, we can achieve the fruits. So the stream enterer can be happen. Or firstly, faith follower. Even in this life, if we are able to do the faith follower and Dhamma follower, that will be the marvelous job today. Marvelous thing. And I believe, I hope that together with our Lokuswaminwans, our noble friend, we can succeed in that. We can practice that. Because for me, 15 years has done. For you, long time has passed. With the teacher's help, we can complete our life, with the shade of him, and we can practice the good Dhamma, and we can pass away without regret and remorse. Then what will happen? we will be achieved the fruit of that. This Satipatthana leads toward enlightenment, and our everyday step of practicing Buddhism, it is taking us toward enlightenment. Okay, so this is the sutta Buddha explained in here, and lastly, Buddha repeated, this is the only path of enlightenment to uh, to achieve the enlightenment for the people, to finish the suffering. This is called four foundation of mindfulness. As Buddha explained this sutta, all the monks was very delighted and happy in that, and uh, they said the sadhu. So I hope that you enjoy this sutta. Today we did a little bit longer, so sorry for that. But sutta is finished, so I hope you understand, and may this sutta be helpful for all of us to practice this Dhamma in our, make this Dhamma helpful for us to practice in our day-to-day life. May this sutta teaching be helpful for all of us to realize the Buddha's Dhamma in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Buddha Bhante. Very, very nice sutta, very comprehensive, lots to digest, but sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Just a quick one. So Bhante just really want to understand the seven awakening factors.
Yeah.
So these are the determinants. So if anybody has fulfilled these seven factors, then he can he can get liberation. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Now, next question, Bante. So these seven factors, do they come in sequence? Meaning to say you really have to start with mindfulness. Without mindfulness, then you cannot progress to investigation. Okay. Next question, Bante, is what about, let's say, during the middle and the progress, and then one of the factors weaken? Let's say suddenly the energy weakens. Does he have to come back to mindfulness or he
No,
stops there? No.
no.
Okay. All right.
Because mindfulness is there and constant Dhamma
Okay.
happening. Because see, simply in Sri
Yeah.
Lanka, there are a lot of sayings about Dhamma. So people are a lot of always constantly in there, the words
Mm-hmm.
and that. So in their mind, there is Dhamma is there, but the
Okay.
energy is not. That's why the practice
Ah,
becomes a little bit dull. So what
oh, okay.
they have to increase the practice. That's all.
I see. It doesn't have to be fulfilled 100% in each
No,
stage.
no,
Oh,
no, no.
okay. All right. Okay. But then ultimately the goal is going to equanimity, right? So
Yes,
that's the last one
because
before.
because
Okay.
because samadhi is Hari, when
Mm-hmm.
samadhi is very beautiful, very delighted,
Mm-hmm.
very pleasing,
Yeah.
soothing one.
Yeah.
And
The jhanas. Yeah.
once you stays there, you don't want to come out.
Oh,
If you don't want to come out, then how can you investigate of Four Noble Truths? How can you realize that?
yes.
So
Yes.
for that investigation of noble truth, you need the common place. With that immersion, you
Okay.
need the stability in your life to achieve or realize the Four Noble Truths, to see the true nature of this entire thing. And that's for that the upeksha is useful.
Yes. 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 Thank you,
So
Bante. Thank you, Bante. Sadhu,
five
sadhu.
the satipat the Four Noble Truth can be practiced. So that's there. Okay. Okay. I believe every questions is there. Okay. Okay, so thank you very much for participating today. If anyone asks the questions, we can do in the next session. Read this sutta. It's beautiful, little bit longer sutta. Beautiful sutta is there. I did the same sutta in Hindi also, in Hindi language, in Pariyatti, and it will also take me 5 to 6 weeks. So here also we take this as that same amount. Read this sutta couple of times, and you will see how many times you read, that much your practice will be there. Like since I'm like 5 weeks now, we are doing this, and constantly whenever I'm going, whatever I'm doing, that is repeating these words are chanting, the words of chanting is repeating in my mind. So the same thing will do to you if you read this, and it will be very helpful for you. So today we all gather here, we went rapid to triple gem, we observe precepts, we practice meditation, and then we learn and complete this Majjhima Nikaya's Mahāsatipaṭṭhānasutta. By this, we have accumulated a lot of good karma, lot of good new practitioners or newcomers was there also. So I rejoice in that also. And we share this all the good karma with all of the heavenly beings. May all heavenly beings rejoice in this merit and they may realize the Four Noble Truth in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu. We share these merits with all the departed relatives in this life or long life of samsara who have departed from us. We share this merit with them. By the power of this merit, they may they may uh, they may be freed from all the suffering and they may realize the Dhamma in this Gautama Buddha dispensation. Sadhu. Sadhu. We share this merit with our teacher, Kalyan Mitra Lokaswami Mahansa, all the monks in the monastery, all the monks in this country and this world, all the nuns, we share this merit. They may also have a good practice and they may achieve the liberation in this Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu. Sadhu. We share this merit with all of you, all the four practitioners of Dhamma, all the participants of today's programs, all the newcomers. We share this merit with all of you also. Whoever is supporting the monks with the food, shelter, medicine, and the robe, we share this merit with all of them also. By the power of this merit, by the power of Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, in deity's protection, you may all have happy life, healthy life, long life. All the fortune comes your way. You may realize that this Dhamma in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu. Sadhu. Bless you all. अभिवादनशीलिस् नित्यं वर्धापचायिनो चत्तारो धम्मा वर्धन्ति आयुवन्नो सुखं बलम् आयुरारोग्यसम्पत्ति सद्गसम्पत्तिमेव च अतो निब्बानसम्पत्ति इमिनाते समिज्जतु. सुखी.
Please allow us to ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
O kaso andami bante.
Sukhī.
Maya katam punyang samina anamoditabang.
Sadhu.
Samina katam punyang mayan databang.
Sadhu anumodita.
Sadhu sadhu anumodami. O kasandvaratena katang sabbang achayang kamatame bante.
Kamami kamitabang.
O kasa kamami bante. Ditiyampi o kasa kamami bante. Tatiyampi o kasa kamami bante.
Kama. Sukhini dukkhani dukhantu nibbanam pancha. Sukhi.
Many words, Bante.
Namo Buddhaya.
Bante. Thank you, Bante.
Thank you, Bante. How
Thank you,
Budaya.
Bante.
Thank you, Bante.
Thank you.
We will start the
Bante.
second portion of Dhamma, Chula Sihanada Sutta. That is also fascinating one. Okay? So, see you next week. Namo Buddhaya.